We're explaining the system.security.cryptography.cryptographic exception, Keyset Does Not Exist error. This frustrating error pops up when your .NET application tries to use a cryptographic key that it can't find. Think of it like trying to unlock your door with the wrong key. The system doesn't know what key you're talking about. This usually happens when you're working with encryption, digital signatures, or other security features. Let's break down the common causes and solutions. 1. Incorrect key location. The most frequent reason is specifying the wrong path or name for your key container. .NET stores cryptographic keys in something called a key container, which is like a secure storage location. If your code points to a container that doesn't exist, or if the name is misspelled, you get this error. Double-check your code meticulously to ensure the key container name is identical to what's been set up. Also, confirm you're using the correct path if you're not using the default key container location. 2. Key deletion or corruption. Sometimes the key container might actually exist, but the key itself is missing or corrupted. This can happen if you accidentally deleted it, if a system error occurred, or if the data got damaged somehow. You might need to regenerate the key and reconfigure your application to use the new one. Before you do, make sure you don't have any other issues like permissions problems first. 3. Permissions issues. Your application might lack the necessary permissions to access the key container. Windows has a sophisticated permission system, and if your application doesn't have the right access rights, it won't be able to load the keys, resulting in this exception. Check the permissions associated with the key container and ensure your application has read and write access. You might need to adjust these settings within the operating system security settings. 4. Machine versus user key containers. Remember, there's a difference between machine keys, available to all users on the system, and user keys, only accessible to a specific user. Make sure you're targeting the correct type. Using the wrong type could lead to this error even if the key exists. If you're deploying your application, consider consistency in key management. 5. Code errors. Sometimes the problem is within the code itself. A typo in the key name, incorrect usage of the cryptographic APIs, or issues with the key generation process can lead to this exception. Thoroughly review the relevant sections of your code and make sure that you're using the correct methods and parameters to access your keys. Carefully read through the documentation for any encryption or decryption libraries you use. To troubleshoot effectively, use debugging techniques to pinpoint the exact line of code causing the error and examine your key container settings. Using tools like the Windows command line regedit for careful examination of registry keys, handle with extreme caution. Incorrect usage can cause system instability. Or other key management utilities, depending on your application's security framework, might help you verify the key container's presence and settings. Remember to always prioritize security best practices, including robust key management strategies when working with cryptographic keys.